Hi everyone, I'm Cindy Levy, and today I've come to Beverly Hills to talk to Elizabeth Banks. Now you might know Elizabeth from her work as an actress in The Hunger Games and as a producer of Pitch Perfect. But what you might not know about her is that she is one badass career woman who has found a way to combine motherhood with moguldom. Let's find out how she does it. You're a mogul in addition to being an actress, a director, a producer. How do you think of yourself?
First and foremost, I'm a mom, because that has to be first, priority number one. And then I'm an actress, because it's what I love. It's what brought me into this business. It's what gives me a great sense of self-worth.
I want to go back and start with you in college.
I went to the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia.
What was your first job?
We called it the chambermaid back in the day at a bed and breakfast. I didn't have to wear the uniform, thank goodness, but I cleaned up a lot of people's messes, and they're disgusting messes. But I did it with a smile on my face, because that's the job I had, and that was it. And it's all a step to somewhere else in life.
And then you went into acting.
Yes.
You've talked really openly about how when you first started getting cast, you were just annoyed that there weren't more great leading lady options for women. Talk about how you make those decisions.
Early on, you don't make any decisions. You always have the power to say no. And I think that that's really important for everyone to remember, that you always have the power to say no. And so when I was just starting out, there were some things, it's like, don't you want to be naked in this bathtub in a scene with somebody who slits your throat and you bleed out in this bathtub? And I was like, I do not want to do that.
Was it hard to say no in those situations?
Well, the very first thing that ever happened to me was I got offered a contract to do a soap opera, and I had a lot of student loans to pay back. And I called my mom and I said, I'm not going to do the soap opera. I said no, and I burst into tears, because maybe that was my opportunity to pay back all my student loans and be debt-free, and what was I thinking? And then I booked a commercial a week later, and it was fine.
So that's an example of a really great decision that you made early in your career. Are there any that you wish you could go back and make differently?
I really try not to regret any of those things. I learned about my self-worth and what my lines are, what I'm willing to do and not do, and what feels artistic to me and what feels manipulative.
You started your production company with your husband 6 years ago. You've had a lot of success lately, and Pitch Perfect was a huge hit, and we're all eagerly awaiting Pitch Perfect 2. Talk about why you decided to do it to begin with.
A lot of it came from us wanting to have a productive life together. I just knew he would be a great producer, and he is. He's a bloodhound for material. You
hire people a lot. You have this team. What do you look for when you're hiring somebody? How do you know in an interview, oh, I want them?
That's a tough question. How do you do it?
For me, it's instinct. And half the time, the questions that I ask them are not even questions that I really care about. I just want to hear what they say.
Yeah, I agree. I need people who take responsibility when things go wrong. I find that to be a true test of people. Nothing makes me more upset than when something's going sideways and blame is being thrown other places. And it's like, I would prefer that you just say, it happened, and I'm sorry, and let's move on.
Right, it won't happen again.
Yeah, and it won't happen again. That's what you want to hear. You want to hear that that person's learning from their mistake and that they're gonna do better.
What else do you look for in a colleague as much as in an employee?
I love people who are good at their job, people who just are really professional and take it seriously. And I love that in, a housekeeper, in a janitor, in a waiter, in a barista.
One of the questions that I always ask is, nobody really does it all, so what are you not doing right now?
I just had to admit on Twitter that I've never seen Downton Abbey. I don't have time to watch Downton Abbey. But man, I feel left out of the water cooler conversations about Downton Abbey, let me tell you. Or any of the other myriad
fake your way through it like the rest of us.
Through. Yeah, exactly.
At Glamour, we do Glamour do's and don'ts. So I want to ask you some workplace do's or don'ts. Give me the Elizabeth Banks take on this.
Okay.
Sucking up to the boss. Glamour do or glamour don't?
I think that's a do.
Getting drunk at the wrap party. Do or don't?
That's a don't.
Really?
I learned that lesson long ago.
Okay, is there a story there?
I don't remember it. That's how bad it was.
I think I know where you might net out on this one. Dating a coworker, do or don't?
Where else are you gonna meet somebody? Yeah, I think you thought I was gonna go the other way with that.
If your coworker just hypothetically happens to be your husband.
Sure.
Getting jiggy in the office, do or don't?
Do. Why not? Spice it up. I mean, as long as no one's watching.
I love that.
Getting jiggy is a do at all times.
Getting jiggy might just be a don't phrase, but it's a do
It's a
act.
don't phrase, do act, exactly.
All right, well, I'm glad we have left people with this solid professional
By the way,
advice.
the more jiggy you get, the longer you live.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
At Glamour, we love hearing from our fans, so please let us know if you enjoyed today's conversation with Elizabeth Banks in the comments below. And be sure to let us know which female career superstars you'd like to hear from next. Thanks for watching Step Into My Office.